Hi, everybody. The voice of fragrance here with another fragrance review. This time, it's going to be on a recent release from Prada. This is Prada L'Homme L'Eau. Now, this fragrance was released in 2017. The nose on this, the perfumer, is Daniela Andrié. Of course, she has done all of the male Prada fragrances and the majority of the other Prada fragrances as well, including their higher end line. The notes on this fragrance: on the top we have ginger and neroli. In the mid there's iris and amber. On the bottom we have sandalwood, cedar, and powdery notes. Now, this is the third iteration of the L'Homme line, with, of course, the original L'Homme, then L'Homme Intense, and now L'Homme L'Eau. From my previous experiences with this L'Homme line, I did not have high expectations at all. The original Prada L'Homme was very nice, but left a lot to be desired. The L'Homme Intense was okay. It just didn't grab me at all. So with a fragrance that has L'Eau in it, I wasn't expecting much, because to me, L'Eau equals no. I don't normally like a lighter fragrance, and that's essentially what fragrance that has the word L'Eau in it means, is basically light. Essentially, the original Prada L'Homme is Budweiser, and Prada L'Homme L'Eau is Bud Light, which is okay for some people. Usually not me. Surprisingly, I like it. I liked it a lot. When I put it on my skin, I was able to try this in the store, and I also had a nice sized decant of this, and I really did enjoy this. The iris, ginger, and amber are blended really well and really stand out the most in this fragrance, on top of a really nice base of sandalwood. And the sandalwood is used well here to give a slightly woody vibe and a fresh creaminess to this fragrance. For me, this reminded me the most of course, Prada L'Homme. Not so much in the scent, but in the construction of the fragrance. YSL EDT was the next one that this one made me think of. And most of all, this one kind of reminded me of an updated version of Prada Amber, or what some people call Prada Man. The good of this fragrance: it is a beautiful scent. The updated modern version of the Prada Amber is very nice, and it's not a typical blue fragrance, although it does have a blue fragrance DNA without having the sting of ambroxan in this. Ambroxan tends to pump out a lot of sourness due to its really enhancing some of the more sour citrus notes. This does not have that to my nose at all. The bad of this fragrance: performance. The performance is sadly pretty bad. This fragrance came out about the same time as another fragrance that has a very nice opening but poor performance, and that, of course, was John Varvatos' Artisan Pure. Now, that fragrance got a lot of hype and a lot of attention, undeservingly for me. I would have rather this fragrance get the attention and the hype, and I think it would be more worthy. It's more easy for me to pick out certain notes in this fragrance than in Artisan Pure. They are both synthetic. Don't get me wrong. These are not anywhere near natural fragrances. They're not pretending to be. I just think that Daniela Andrié does a better job of taking these synthetic, less expensive ingredients and making something with them. And I think she's getting better at doing that as well, because it seems that Prada they could be limiting the notes she can use to try to make a fragrance that is cheaper to produce. Sadly, it seems like that's the case, but this time I think she's done it quite well. Now, when I'm talking poor performance, I'm really talking poor. Basically, this fragrance lives for about an hour on my skin in a good way. It's still on there a little bit after that, but it's that first hour that really shines for me. And if that could last a little bit longer, I hate to say this, but maybe if this fragrance did have a little bit more ambroxan, it might be a much better fragrance and might be more worthy of a purchase in my mind. The age range for this is going to be high school and up. It's going to lend itself more towards the younger crowd, but honestly, anyone could wear this. Young professionals for sure. And that is where I think this fragrance succeeds, because with the absence of being a huge projector and a fragrance that is going to impede on other people, this fragrance would do fantastically in an office. This is a great office fragrance. It's not going to offend anyone. It should not be challenging. If someone smells this and thinks it's too much or too challenging, that person probably also thinks that mayonnaise is spicy. And they're the type of person that I wish I could get on a crowded elevator with them right next to them and have about 20 sprays of Yope on, just to shock the crap out of them. This fragrance would be best worn during the day or for leisure, and like I said, as a work or an office fragrance, it should be fantastic. The only problem for me is that I usually like a fragrance that sits closer to the skin, but is known to me a little bit more. This one I kind of have to hunt a little bit, even after just a few hours. However, this fragrance is definitely not worth it for full retail prices. Right now, the 3.4 ounce bottle is $100. No way in hell. I ain't paying $100 for that. On the discounters, this can be had for the 3.4 ounce bottle for about $50 to $60 shipped. Still a little bit high for me. For me to be able to want to buy this for my collection, it's gonna have to be under 30. And it probably won't ever go that cheap on a brand new bottle. But that's okay. If you find it and this seems to be up your alley, I'd say $40. In the $40 range is probably a really good price for this fragrance. Now, this does get some love online. On Parfumo.net, it gets 8.1 out of 10 from a total of 99 ratings. On Fragrantica, 298 people have rated this 4.4 out of 5. So it does have some attention and some love from a lot of people, but it's not really one that I smell a lot on people or hear talked about a lot. So that could be another good thing. Good for office wear, good for close encounters, and not one that is really oversaturating the market. So my rating on this one, I am going to have to look back at what I gave Prada L'Homme, the original, and I think that was 7.5. So just because this fragrance is a better fragrance for me, for sure, I'm going to give this one an 8. If the performance was better, this would be closer to a 9, and it would be in my collection. So if you own this fragrance, please let me know what your take is on it. Especially let me know what the performance is for you. I did notice that on Fragrantica, the vast majority of the people say this fragrance is either a poor longevity fragrance, moderate, or average. Average means 3 to 6 to them. So definitely not one that is going to last a long time. And on the sillage or the projection, it got even worse ratings. These are not always bad things. For some people, that is a good thing, so that it's not overpowering and you could wear this as a day scent and wear something else at night. So even for me, there are some times that I like to wear a fragrance that is not beast mode. But this one probably won't find its way into my collection. Let me know if it's in yours. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.